Joe McCulloch is the plant manager at a BorgWarner plant in Seneca, South Carolina. And if you think this industry is having so many problems with this COVID crisis, imagine a tornado coming through and tearing up your plant in the middle of all this. So, Joe McCulloch, very interesting to have you talking about this today. How'd you first get the word about this?
So again, thank you, John, for having me be able to speak on behalf of BorgWarner. But certainly the word, in terms of this impact, just from the weather, our management team was quickly deployed, as well as across all of BorgWarner within the first 24 hours.
It must have been difficult trying to get everybody to the plant, construction people and all that sort of thing with this COVID crisis going on.
So certainly one of the challenges, different than maybe a couple of months ago. But again, it was managed, with respect to the COVID-19 and the appropriate precautions that need to be taken, by BorgWarner, having that large number of construction workers on site at our plant.
Have you ever been through this kind of a crisis, a tornado tearing up a plant before?
No, certainly nothing like this, John.
So how did you figure out what your plan of action was going to be?
So certainly no script for this. But we began, day two in front of hundreds of construction workers and, set that vision, from BorgWarner that we need to be operating in a safe manner by Monday, May 4th to support what was then identified as the restart of the automotive industry. So again, it was setting that vision and engaging multiple work streams, and having the support across multiple BorgWarner sites, those individuals on site, partnering with all of us to make this successful.
And it must have been difficult for the construction crews too. I mean, they've got to wear masks and maintain some sort of distance if they can. Is that right?
They do. So again, all of them understand that there's procedures in terms of temperature scanning and whatnot that occur daily at our site. No issues with the construction crew. They understand that.
How bad was the damage? I mean, we see the pictures of the building. It looks like a bomb hit it. What about the equipment inside?
So there was certainly substantial infrastructure damage that people had seen in some of the videos and pictures. Fortunately, the equipment largely remained intact in terms of where it was, but certainly a lot of debris, going through, those departments. And then we had to engage and restart a process to essentially recertify all of our equipment, recertify our processes. And we were doing that without utilities because in that area with the tornado damage, it was without utilities as we began the process.
Unbelievable. You make transfer cases at that plant. Those, of course, go in all-wheel drive vehicles. Those are high-profit vehicles. And as this industry comes back on stream, they're going to put more emphasis on building the most profitable vehicles first. You must have had some keen interest from your customers on how progress was moving.
Oh, certainly. They were on site with us, and having regular discussions in terms of progress and monitoring it with us, as well as working with us to support us in ways to accelerate.
And were you able to hit your target of being back in production on May 4th?
We did. So again, 500 hours after that tornado, we were producing saleable transfer cases. So I think that just exemplifies what can happen, with that power of collaboration and teamwork. Because again, it was hundreds of construction workers, as well as, BorgWarner associates from many plants and many other parts of BorgWarner, including our PTC and our world headquarters.
Joe, you must be very proud of the people that were able to pull this off.
Absolutely proud of everyone. Certainly, again, that team effort and that exemplifying that power of collaboration.
And it's not over yet, right? I mean, even though you're building transfer cases, that plant isn't back to where it was before the tornado hit.
That is true. Again, people seen some of the damage of the infrastructure. So we had to essentially build an infrastructure below the current infrastructure in some areas of the plant. So it'll be an ongoing rebuild effort that takes many months, but we're safely operating right now. Some of that work will begin, continue on around us.
What an amazing story. This has got to be one of the things that you're going to reflect back on your career for a long time to come.
I think many of us will, but again, certainly that large number of associates, there was some days between the BorgWarner associates and construction workers there was nearly 1,000 on site, working tirelessly as one team towards this vision of restarting a plant safely by May 4th.
Very interesting story. Kudos to you and your team, Joe. And thanks so much for taking the time to tell us some of the background of what went on.
Thank you, John. I appreciate the opportunity.